Welcome back, all you Loki lovers, to our episode 4 review of the Loki Disney Plus series. As always, we're jumping right into spoilers. If you have not or do not want to watch the show, watch it anyways. We're forcing you to. Come back and then listen to our thoughts. If you don't care and you just want to have it all spoiled right out the gate, then come on in, stay. Just like last week, it's just going to be me and Jackson. Jackson, say hello.
Good morning.
And we're going to have a Camden corner at the back end just so he can get his thoughts in. But without further ado, we got a bit of a bombshell in this episode, huh?
Actually, two big bombshells, I would say.
Actually, multiple smaller bombshells throughout, with two large ones at the end.
They really just invested a lot of money into military spending with this episode.
Disney spends over $17 trillion a year in explosives, which is the second most behind the U.S. military.
Good job, Disney. Good job.
I made up the number, but I know the fact is true.
Exactly.
Like, I didn't know the exact number, but I know Disney does that. Let's just jump right into it. So last we left off, big old fucking moon was going to drop on Loki and Sylvie, and we would have just seen them die.
Except they were about to kiss, and then they got saved.
And Jackson, I know you were thinking this the second you saw it. I surely was. Is Loki and Sylvie's relationship a metaphor for masturbation?
I think it's more narcissism than masturbation, but I'll let you explain yourself.
Well, when you think about it, is it really the dirty deed if it is with yourself or an alternate version of yourself? Or does it fall under, like, self-pleasure?
That's a good question, actually. We should go to, like, someone with their PhD and ask this.
I thought you were about to say, let's spend the next 20 minutes only discussing this one point and then end the video.
We could do that. We could.
We could, but I think we gotta get
not.
going. Yeah. So, when the TVA shows back up and captures our two main characters, Mobius, our boy, he mentioned something, which was just like a nice little Easter egg that we're like, oh, you MCU. He mentions, he drops a little bit of a nod, bit of a wink nudge to some of the other things that we talk about in the MCU. They say, we've captured Kree, Titans, and vampires. We have already seen the Kree.
We've already seen the Titans.
Titans, that's Thanos.
But have we seen...
But now vampires?
Vampires? Mobius?
No, I don't.
Not Mobius. Morbius?
Morbius. But I think, yeah, that's either reference to Morbius or just kind of like planting the seed because they confirmed like last year they're doing a Blade movie. So give us Blade, maybe? But that's neither here nor there. We find out that Sylvie wasn't just lying about the one actual interesting thing that happened last week where she's like, yeah, the TVA are all just a bunch of variants. No, she was telling the truth. That was it.
And she actually helps one member of the TVA see her past.
Technically two, but then they killed the first one.
Right.
Which kind of shows that this is a cult, right?
Pretty much.
It seems like a cult.
But they don't know it's a cult.
Everyone except for Ren, the Renslayer, the judge.
Yeah.
Cold-hearted bitch.
You think she's the one behind it all?
I think she's working for Kang. Because in the comics, she like, that last name is of the character who's, like, the love interest, so...
I was going to say, I think Miss Minutes is behind it all.
Jackson, you mentioned that to me last week. Why are you so dead set on this Miss Minutes twist?
Because we don't know anything about her. They could just be like, it was Miss Minutes the whole time. And I mean, as we'll discuss later in this episode, it's not who we were supposed to think it was.
Yeah. Do you think we'll just get the exact same theme song for, like, Agatha all along, except it'll just be Miss Minutes?
That would be great, but in a southern accent.
Yeah. I mean, I think if they're just tongue-in-cheek about it, I wouldn't be against it. But I'm kind of... Jackson, do you mind if I'm frank with you?
I thought you were Danan.
Thank you. I think that we gotta have some change-up in this next MCU Disney Plus series. Because so far, let me break down the last three series for you in just their outline. First 3 to 4 episodes introduce the setup, plot, mystery, excitement of it all. Episode 5 really show us the true villain. Episode 6, final battle. Now, I'm not saying that Loki is setting this up, but we have yet to know.
Setting it up.
We have yet to know who the real villain is, and we have 2 episodes left.
They're gonna pull a Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, like I'm not against this, but I would like a little palate cleanser after this if this is all they're gonna do for these main ones.
Do you want 6 straight episodes of fighting?
Yes.
6 straight episodes of romance?
All of the above. Give me 12 episodes.
12 episodes, half fighting, half romance. Would they alternate, or would they?
No, I think it just straight romance in the first half, straight action in the back half, or straight action in the front half, straight romance in the back half. Either way, you're just getting a good set of either or.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we should. Disney, we're available. We're both college students. We can drop out. We can work for you.
Go ahead and send us the next script in our PO box. Cameron, go ahead and put it on the screen. We don't have a PO box.
We don't have a screen either.
Yeah. So the next thing that we're going to be talking about is we get a little bit of a Sylvie backstory, and by little bit, I literally mean the smallest amount they could possibly give us.
She was abducted when she was little by the TVA,
and she left,
and somehow got away from a room full of people. She hit one guard and then ran away, and no one decided to stop her.
There was one interesting piece though. Renslayer was not the judge yet. She was an agent.
Yeah. Which means that she got promoted.
Or other more nefarious reasons, but I think let's just assume everything is normal. Let's just say she went through due diligence and then just got promoted like every other employee would.
Well, if you think that she killed whoever was the current judge and then took their place, does that mean that she's not actually part of the TVA? Like, she's just a third party that's undercover?
I think maybe, and we'll get into this more when we talk about the space lizards, I think maybe the TVA started out as a real thing, but then either Kang or Renslayer, they're like, no, I could just use this to my advantage. They killed the 3, and then just kept everything normal, but then did everything else. Because that's something they could do. Like, it's still not right that they're all variants, but maybe it did start out as like, yeah, we keep them as like employees, and then we do that.
Yeah, you're right.
But I guess we'll find out. Loki gets sent to a little bit of a hell prison, where we see none other than everyone's favorite Thor character, Jackson.
Loki?
Lady Sif.
Yes,
kicks him in the balls
and tells him he'll be alone forever.
Just a really sad memory.
I know.
I felt like they were gonna just do like the Avengers scene with Hulk just bashing the crap out of him on the ground and then leaving. But apparently,
but then he'd be hurt a lot. At least the kick in the balls is not lethal. Won't give you a concussion.
But breaks the heart.
Exactly. The heart is reached through the balls.
Directly connected to the testicles, so I'm glad that they confirmed that it still exists in the MCU. It was nice seeing her character again. Do you think we'll ever see her again? Because she pretty much left the MCU after the first or second Thor movie.
I mean, maybe he'll come to her at the end of the series and apologize. Maybe he's learned his lesson. Who knows?
I mean,
is she that important of a character?
I don't care.
Yeah, fair.
Keep her in. Keep her not. Either just confirm that she's dead or bring her back.
Well, let's talk about the ending.
The 2 big bombshells.
2 big bombshells. Number 1, timekeepers are fake.
Timekeepers are totally fake. The second, Jackson, I'm gonna be honest with you. The second they showed that scene where it opened the doors and they were sitting there, I knew it was a Wizard of Oz thing because there's a bunch of smoke in there, and they were all sitting really far back. I was like, "There's no way that they'd
Well,
if
you
they were
you predicted that last week. You were literally like, "Yep, it's gonna be a Wizard of Oz thing."
I'm telling you, I wrote this show. I'm really talented.
Good work, Danan.
Yeah, I just wanted it to be predictable. No, but I thought it was a little I don't know, basic a CW-esque show. Not as a knock on the quality of the show or anything like that, but when they found out that the timekeepers were fake, they had to do a fight in between.
Yeah.
Loki and Sylvie had to fight a bunch of TVA agents when they really didn't need to do that.
Yeah, that's true. But it made for a pretty interesting fight scene. I thought there were some cool parts.
Yeah. Anyways, when they're done fighting the three nameless TVA agents and then Renslayer, they pick up the head. Animatronic. Uh-oh. Five
Uh-oh,
Nights at
we're
Freddy's
literally
confirmed.
playing Five Nights at Freddy's.
But that was a bit of a shock to the system. They didn't seem like actual things, you know?
No, they didn't. Even their voices.
Yeah.
Their voices kind of tripped me up. They were
And they
like,
were super chilled too. They're like, "Hey, don't kill us. We're super cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we could talk this out." Like they didn't go like, "Oh God, please, for the love of me and my family, don't kill me." They're just like, "Hey, dude, Loki's, don't knock it off, man. Come on, don't be like this."
And then, well, the second bombshell, Danon.
Mm-hmm.
What happens to Loki?
Well, actually, we should do a step back first
No?
because there's an emotional roller coaster on our end. Loki tells Mobius, "Hey, you're living in a dream. You gotta wake up and smell the roses." Then after Mobius is like, "Wait, no, these guys are crazy." He breaks out Loki, and they're gonna go save the day. And then Renslayer just kills Mobius.
After he wanted to
Ride a jet ski.
ride a jet ski. It was very sad, actually.
It was really sad. When I was watching it, because I don't know about you, Jackson. I always watch these the second they come out, so that way I have enough time to, let it stew in my brain. I was kind of like, oh my God, no! Now the show's gonna suck. But then at the end, Jackson, Loki's
Loki
about to
dies.
Loki's about to tell Sylvie, "Hey, I'm actually in love with you," which is weird because you're me, but maybe we can make this work. He just gets killed before he can say that.
Yep. Loki's
And
dead.
then
Show's over.
the second Loki died, I was like, no, okay, Mobius is safe. We're good. We're
Yeah.
good.
And then we get an end credit scene. The first end credit scene
The
of
first
the series.
mid-credit scene, yeah.
And I don't know who those people are, but they're saying, hey, get up. You might be dead if you don't move.
And then the camera turns and we get a big old music bump bump, and it's three other Lokis. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, there are three other Lokis, which means he's not the first variant to be pruned, and that means probably more characters that we don't know are there. But to break it down, that first Loki we see with that weird made-up hammer and the kilt kind of outfit, that's called Boastful Loki. Seems to be an original designed character, but like Sylvie, it could just be like a bunch of other Lokis combined into one character. Mm-hmm. We get Kid Loki, which is a bit of a fan favorite in the comics. It's Loki but a kid, so that's cool. And then we get Classic Loki, which is pretty much a dead giveaway when you look at what Richard E. Grant is wearing as a costume, just bright green and yellow with a big old goofy helmet. Love it. Absolutely
Yep.
love it.
And now he can kiss them all instead of just Sylvie.
Yeah, do you think it's love at first sight with all of them?
No. But
like-
is this like place that they go where they get pruned? Is this just one big like cosmic trash can?
Jackson, I'm so glad you asked this question because I have a theory.
What's your theory, Danon? It's Danon Theory Corner.
Danon
We
Theory
can't call
Corner.
it. We have two corners.
Well,
We're
you're
gonna
the top corner because it's a triangle. There's
It's a
three
triangle.
corners.
I'm the top corner.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So the way that I was thinking about this, the second I saw this, I got really excited because I think I figured out what they're going to do for the next big thing they're setting up. We spent the last 10 or so years looking forward to Thanos and the Infinity Stones. How do you one up freaking Thanos killing half of the planet? You do a multiverse war and you do Battle World. So Jackson, you're giving me that blank expression. Let me explain to you what Battle World is in the comics.
Is it like the Contest of Champions but on a different level?
It is almost the exact same thing as Contest of Champions, the mobile app game. But this is how it works. Some douchebag named the Beyonder brings a bunch of heroes from a bunch of different realities, and he's like, now fight. If you win, your reality is safe. If you lose, I'm going to blow up an entire timeline. So that's cool.
Wait, they literally copied that in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sometimes they kind of... Because Battle World came first, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I would think so.
Anywho, I think this would be awesome because we get to see some recasts of some old versions of superheroes. We get to have, like, a bunch of comeback characters. So maybe we do see a Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. again, but maybe they're playing evil versions or different versions of their heroes.
I just they could go in so many directions
They
from
could
here.
go in so many directions. And from here, if they end it and they don't like make one prime timeline, what they could do is just pretty much tell any story they want with whatever characters.
Great
Maybe
work,
the
Marvel.
maybe the reason the X-Men aren't here yet is because there's a reality where only the X-Men exist, and then afterwards those two universes combine together.
And then we get the Fantastic Four as well, because Fantastic Four.
Because they're supposed to be in the MCU soon somehow. I don't know.
Maybe.
Anywho, we see that, and then we're left with a bit of a gap in our souls. Like, where are you gonna go from here, huh?
Find out Wednesday.
I thought you were gonna give a suggestion, but you don't have anything, Jackson.
I have nothing. I have no. You know, maybe they're gonna go to another dimension and fight a Thanos again, and that's just the MCU, a constant cycle of fighting Thanos.
That's just their end goal for every single.
That's their end game, Danan.
That's their end game.
End game 2, the second one.
End game 2.
Thanos again.
The more end game.
Even farther than the last one. End game.
End game 2. It's the same but bigger. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see what kind of secrets and stories are in store for us this upcoming episode. But Tom Hiddleston was like episode 4 and 5 are when shit really hits the fan. So episode 4, the shit has been thrown. Let's see how far that shit is spread across when it hits that dang fan, huh?
It can only get better from here, right?
So before we go, just like last time, here's a little segment for Camden to spend a minute or so telling us his thoughts. They might be exact same repetitions depending on if he listens to the episode up to this point or not. But Camden, the floor is yours.
Camden's Corner, part 2. You thought we wouldn't do it again? We're doing it again. Loki episode 4. Let's talk about it really quick. Danan and Jackson already went through all the plot and all that jazz. I just wanted to point out some of my highlight moments from this episode. Definitely that little moment between Loki and Sylvie on Lamentis. I'm sorry. What's that all about? Little weird. I really hope that they don't. I really hope that that's not a thing in the later episodes. You can quote me on that one. What else to talk about this episode? There were a lot of cool moments, I think. I think that the editing was very good, and I think that the framing of all the shots were very impressive. I think that this show was like really pleasing to look at. And then my favorite, obviously personal part of this episode was the sort of Last Jedi fight scene in the throne room kinda, and then obviously the big reveal at the end, and then another twist. Sad moment though. Gotta put that sad moment on spot. R.I.P. Mobius. I'm gonna miss Lightning McQueen. This has been Camden's Corner, part 2. Thank you.
And what an exciting floor it was, Camden. Now you go hit the Alps and do some skiing and snowboarding on your end. That's what people do on the Alps, huh?
Yeah, and probably die occasionally.
Sometimes. I mean, that's what they call them, the Alps. Just like we'll see you next week when we're talking about episode 5. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on our end. Hate saying that. It feels icky, it feels dirty, it feels wrong, but we have to say that because now that we have a YouTube thing, you got to do that.
YouTube legally requires you to say that line.
Jackson, do you want to plug our show and social medias?
I do. If you haven't watched this week's episode already, you can find it on any podcast platform at Roomies Talking Movies. Just search it up, you'll find it. On Instagram, we are at Roomies Talking Movies. On Twitter, we are at Roomies Movies. Follow us on all our socials, like our posts, listen to our posts. Danan puts a lot of effort into every single one of them. And yeah.
I think I've maybe posted 2 of them. The rest have been you.
No, good work, Danan.
Thanks, Jackson. We'll see y'all next week. Take care.
Take care.